So, welcome back to the Canada Specialist Program webinar series. Great to have you. Welcoming back Lizzie. Lizzie, it's great to have you back on the program. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. It's great to be here and chat with everybody today.
Yeah, cool. So, as mentioned, Lizzie is your local representative for Banff and Lake Louise Tourism and Tourism Jasper. So, our first update today is all about the Canadian Rockies. Now, Lizzie, yeah, you've done a number of road shows, been around for a long time. People have seen you. We've done lots of updates. So, what did you want to? How did you want to approach it today?
Okay, so today I wanted to approach the training with a support system for agents with our cheat sheets. So the Canadian Rockies and Calgary, they developed a Alberta cheat sheet to make selling the province, with emphasis on the Rockies for today, a lot easier for travel advisors. So that's what I'll take you through today, because after the training, I'll then send you a copy of the cheat sheet, and I really welcome feedback too if you felt there was further information that you needed, because this has actually been designed around agent needs.
Oh, we love a cheat sheet, Lizzie. Always helpful. So yeah, we're just going to talk through it. But before we kind of get into accommodation options and activities and things, just a quick recap on the location of Banff and Lake Louise first, please.
Absolutely, absolutely. So you will see at the start of this cheat sheet, we start with Banff and a map of Canada at the top here, and that's just geography to help you out where we are, because the Canadian Rockies actually run down the border of British Columbia as well. They go into Yoho National Park, for example, and which borders Banff National Park. And then we've got Jasper National Park and Banff National Park in our Alberta. So the prime Rockies areas that people know about are Banff and Lake Louise. A lot of people go them. They would be the mothership of the Canadian Rockies. And so I'll start with them today on what makes them special and some things that your clients might ask, basic information they might ask. And this can help you flick open, have a quick look and say, okay, I can answer that question. Starting with, for example, where would I stay in Banff or where would I stay in Lake Louise? Well, I've selected here for you some of the most popular places that Australian and New Zealand consumers choose to stay at. But what you might not understand too is that within Banff National Park, we actually have two townships. We've got the large township of Banff, which is an alpine township, and then we have the small hamlet of Lake Louise, both so very different. But that's really important. So here, this page will show you Lake Louise and surrounds, and then Banff Township properties. So it's very clear for you to explain to your clients.
Yeah, thank you, Lizzie. And I know, and some people do stay in both, right? So how do you get between Banff and Lake Louise? Is there public transport? Do you need to drive?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Great question. And particularly too with the accommodation, it's a great question, because some of the places I get asked about is where's off grid, where's a little bit niche, where can I have a cabin stay? And so I have highlighted some in here, and you'll see that I have put, it might be a little bit hard to see on the screen, but there's a little triangle that points up like that. And then in small print, it says these properties are only accessible via self-drive. So it's not only about transportation between the towns, but some of those little unique stays out on the outskirts. And when I say outskirts of town, it might only be 10 minutes, but really in wilderness. But you can't get there unless you have a car. So please note that little arrow pointing up when looking at this. And then from town to town, we have a public transportation system called Roam. And Roam is just it's not something that you would make commissionable for your clients. It's only if you book your accommodation or your activities. It's so cheap. It's like $2 to get around town type thing. You know, it's that sort of low expense. But it's good for people to know who just don't want to drive and just want that getting around town experience. But I feel if they didn't want to do self-drive, tours are the best. So lock your clients into pre-purpose tours, and I'll get to those, but they're really important in seeing some of the iconic attractions, because there's new policies in place with Parks Canada that can make it a little bit difficult for some of the popular spots in Banff and Lake Louise.
And Lizzie, just for those who don't know, so how long is it between Banff and Lake Louise? What's the driving time?
It's 45 minutes between the two. And as I mentioned, Lake Louise Township, it's very small. Those properties that you've featured above, that's all that is there. And Emerald Lake Lodge is actually in British Columbia. But they're members of Banff Lake Louise because they're only 25 minutes from Lake Louise. We're their closest town. And the only tour company that goes to Emerald Lake that I know of would be Travel Marvel. They go out there. Otherwise, it's a self-drive only product.
Yeah, thank you. Lizzie, can you talk us through some of the activities that are available in Banff National Park?
Sure can. Again, to make it easier and cheat sheet. And again, please, once you get this, if you have feedback, send it my way because I'm trying to make it easier as a one-stop shop for you. So I've separated out winter activities, year-round activities, and then I put small group guiding and I'll explain why they're very important for you for some of the popular attractions. But you can see I don't need to go through all the winter activities, but I will say again, look out for the little asterisk. Now that, and besides certain activities, that might mean that activity is subject to snowfall. So if you send a client in November, it's highly likely might not be able to ice skate on Lake Louise in November. So look out for those little things too, and it will tell you if it's seasonal based on snowfalls, and then you can just easily pass that information on to your clients. I've listed the year-round activities, so that's there for you. Some feedback I have had, which I haven't included, which I will on the next update, is some of the summer activities. Because the winter, it's obvious that your gondola sightseeing, because it's year-round. I didn't worry about summer, but one particular point I do need to make out for you here is the most popular attraction in all of the Canadian Rockies is the Columbia Icefield on the Athabasca Glacier. Now that is along the Icefield Parkway between Banff and Jasper, and Pursuit have a transfer to and from that experience. However, it is only a summer experience with a very short window. So a lot of people look at the glacier and look at the snow and think, oh, that will be winter. But no, so let's not disappoint your clients there. That is a summer only experience and can close as early as early October. So please bear that in mind, and I'll try my next update to remember to have one little line about summer for some of the things you just cannot access in the winter. Didn't fall into year round, didn't fall into summer, but it's a key takeaway.
It's a cool winter experience in the summer, though, right? And you get to drink the glacier water and go off on ice and stuff. Yeah, it is cool.
And the reason I mentioned the year-round small group tours is because Parks Canada have introduced some limitations on how to access Lake Louise and Moraine Lake, which are two of our most popular lakes in Banff National Park, both very close to Lake Louise. Moraine Lake's only 5 minutes from Louise, and Lake Louise obviously is right there. It's at the base of the Fairmont Chateau, Lake Louise. Due to popularity, Parks Canada have introduced a shuttle system that can get to the park. So unless you're a guest actually at the Chateau Lake Louise or Moraine Lake Lodge, you can no longer drive to those lakes in the summer months only. You therefore have to drive to Lake Louise Ski Resort Park, get a ticket pre-purchased online through Parks Canada, and catch a shuttle. It's not as seamless as it sounds for the international traveller. It's quite complex and has multiple steps and multiple layers, and it adds for you as well. My recommendation, excuse me, is you book one of these tour companies at the bottom. They pick your clients up from their hotels in downtown Banff and take you straight out to Lake Louise. They have full access. They don't have a ticketing system. They can take you to Moraine. They can take you to Lake Louise. That's why I put those in there for you, so you're aware of that. Make it easier for your clients. Make it easier for you. If they don't self-drive, they are the best option. And if they do self-drive, you can even catch the public transport if you did want from Banff. Otherwise, then just let them know they will have to park at Lake Louise Ski Resort and use that ticketing system.
Yeah, and I mean, Parks kind of put that in place, right? Because of the volume of people. So it's to try and make that experience better for everybody, so that you do have a good experience the day that you go to these beautiful places. So yeah,
and
thank you.
Summer only, Charlie. I should just please take away everybody. That is summer only. In winter, you can drive straight up to the lake, no problem.
Cool. And that leads us on to winter, actually. Thanks, Lizzie, because we know Banff and Lake Louise is also a really popular ski destination or
They
winter
are.
destination.
They are.
So
Yeah.
you got a few ski stats for us.
Yes, I do. So there's three large mountain resorts in the Canadian Rockies of Banff National Park. Now they're different, everybody. They're not your purpose-built ski in, ski out resort. We're alpine townships. So you've got your Banff Township, and then you've got your little lake hamlet of Lake Louise. But our mountains are very big, and the three big mountains go under the banner of Ski Big Three. There's Mount Norquay, close to town, close to Banff, only 10 minutes. Sunshine Village, which is about 25 minutes from Banff. And then you've got Lake Louise Ski Resort, as mentioned, 45 minutes. Unless you stay in Lake Louise, then it's only 5. Now, the good thing about Ski Big Three is you get one lift pass called a tri-area pass, and you can choose any of the mountains on any given day. It includes free transportation, which is even better. And they also have ski rentals downtown where this company, Ski Big Three, you can arrange everything and deliver it directly to your hotel. So you don't have to pick it up. It's very convenient. So when you've got clients who are like, oh, but I wanted ski in, ski out, let them know that the shuttle's free, the rentals are picked up and dropped off, and it's a big mountain experience, and they'll have an alpine township. And all the ski tour operators are very familiar with this for agents who want to book through their preferred ski tour operators.
Yeah, and it also makes a great destination, hey, for mixed families who maybe you've got some skiers and some non-skiers because you're staying
Yeah.
in Banff or Lake Louise, you've got all these activities. So if some
Absolutely.
people want to go skiing or you want to take a day off, there is so much else to do in town. You're not in a ski resort, right?
That's right. Absolutely.
Thank you. And that is going to lead us on to Jasper National Park now, Lizzie. So yes,
Yes.
talk about heading north from Lake
Heading
Louise up
north
to
to the neighbours
Jasper.
with beautiful Jasper, quaint and tranquil and quiet, and an absolutely beautiful park. I should say quiet in winter. Summer, it's very, very, very busy, and agents who might have had trouble getting accommodation in summer are probably thinking, Lizzie, quiet, how come I can't get a hotel room? So connecting Banff and Jasper, you'll see at the bottom of the page here, I have Sundog Tours. They're the operator that a lot of the tour operators use to connect you on Icefield Parkway to get to Jasper if you are not self-driving. And the scenery in Jasper is absolutely spectacular. You'll see some of these beautiful pictures here. This is the cheat sheet that joins in. So it will start with Banff, go into Jasper. Jasper like to include a few events in here for you. I won't go into those, they're optional. The main thing is, again, a snapshot for you. Where can I stay in Jasper? And what's the different types of accommodation? So you'll have this here as a cheat sheet for you. Majority of your clients will stay in downtown in the hotels because the cabins and lodges, they are summer only. They except for Pyramid Lake is the only one and Jasper Park Lodge that operate in winter. The others are summer only, and they're only self-drive except for Fairmont Jasper Park Lodge. They will take you. They have a lot of the tour companies that go there. Otherwise, right downtown, all the other hotels at the top there to choose from.
Thank you. And a few Jasper activities.
Yes, Jasper activities. Again, the snapshot will take you through what's year round and then winter. Now, just on this page, I see the wildlife tours there. I highly recommend that. Jasper would be one of the best places to see wildlife where you don't have to fly remotely in all of Canada. When I've been to Jasper in both summer and winter, I have seen even wolves. I've seen wolves twice when I've been. You don't often see wolves. And bighorn sheep are regular. In summer, it is often to see the black bear on the outskirts of town, especially if you're driving out to Pyramid Lake. There is a lot of wildlife, so definitely go on a wildlife tour. If you have clients that self-drive, tell them to go and explore on some of the outer roads because it's a wildlife mecca, Jasper. So yeah, I won't go through every activity here, but this one shows you year-round. I'll go into the winter activities. Again, a nice snapshot for you so you can build an itinerary with your client easily and take it to your tour operator of your choice and have a combined itinerary on what is of interest to you. So this is quite detailed for you on Jasper here on all the things there are to see and do.
Yeah, you just reminded me there the motorcycle tours. That is a cool way to see
Oh,
wildlife,
yes.
right? From
Yes,
the
yes. Lots
From
of
the
fun.
sidecar. That is a very cool
Lots
shot.
of fun. Lots of fun. My signature would probably be the Moline Lake cruise. It
Yeah.
takes you out to Spirit Island, everybody. And if you ever Google Spirit Island, you'll recognize it. It's one of the most photographed icons of the Canadian Rockies. It's only about like 6 trees on this tiny little island, but it just is so beautiful. The backdrop is amazing. So lots of fun things to do there in Jasper. And that's that. And then they wrap their cheat sheet up again with a little bit of a map, a few little suggestions for you. But that's the wrap on the Canadian Rockies cheat sheet. You will get a copy after the call today, and it does have Calgary at the end of it as well, just as an FYI.